Dolly Parton's death has sparked tribute across the United States, with President Donald Trump ordering flags to be lowered for 1 week in honor of a country music legend. Meanwhile, Nigeria's security, oil sector, and political landscape are also making headlines, with the army chief demanding stronger leadership, crude oil rising sharply, and political parties preparing for the 2027 elections. Country music icon Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80, according to multiple reports. Her death was reportedly announced by her nephew, Brian Siva, who described the moment as one marked by both pride and deep sadness. In honor, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered American flags across the country to be flown half-staff for 1 week, describing her death as a true loss for millions. Parton rose from humble beginnings in Tennessee to become one of the world's most celebrated country music stars. With a career shaping more than 6 decades, she sold over 100 million records globally, wrote more than 3,000 songs, and won 11 Grammy Awards. She also is a successful actress, known to films including 9 to 5, Still Mongolias, and Joyful Noise. Born into a poor family of 12, Parton began performing as a child and moved to Nashville immediately after high school, where she built a career as a songwriter and performer. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, has charged senior Army commanders to demonstrate strategic foresight, professional competence, and exemplary leadership in tackling the country's growing security challenges. Shaibu gave the charge while opening the second Senior Command and Leadership Seminar 2026 at the headquarters of the 1 Division Nigerian Army in Kaduna. The seminar themed Strategic Leadership for Effective Command in an Evolving Security Environment is focused on strengthening leadership capacity and developing practical responses to emerging security threats. The Army Chief stressed that modern military success goes beyond battlefield strength, saying credibility, public confidence, and effective leadership are also essential. Crude oil imports by domestic refineries rose sharply by 151.5% in July, reaching 5.13 million barrels from 2.02 million barrels in June. Data from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority shows that domestic refineries received 17.88 million barrels of crude oil in July. Of this figure, 12.75 million barrels came from domestic supplies, while 5.13 million barrels were imported. Imported crude oil therefore accounted for 28.7% of total crude received by local refineries during the month. However, domestic crude supplies also fell by 25.4% compared with the previous month. July import figure was below the 9.43 billion barrels recorded in March, which remains the highest monthly import volume so far this year. The presidency says the APC presidential campaign cancel list for the 2027 elections remains valid, despite reports that it had been withdrawn following controversy over the inclusion and exclusion of some party leaders. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Media and Public Communication, Sunday Dare, said the list would only be adjusted where necessary. Dare explained that the party is yet to constitute all the subcommittees that will make up the campaign structure. He therefore dismissed reports of a wholesale review or withdrawal of the list. And former Vice President and 2027 presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Atiku Abubakar, has accused those in power of stealing the country's elections and economy. Speaking in a video shared on his social media platform, Atiku said, "We are competing with thieves," while addressing supporters. He also reiterated his position on fuel subsidy, insisting that he would restore the subsidy if elected president in 2027. Atiku said Nigeria is wealthy enough to cater for the welfare of its citizens and argued that the removal of fuel subsidy has pushed more Nigerians into poverty. He also clarified that comments made by his aide, Paul Ibe, suggesting that his administration could eventually remove the subsidy, did not represent his official position. Those are the major stories making headlines. Thank you for watching. I'm Michelle Chubaza. Follow and subscribe to all our social media platforms for more updates. Thank you for watching, and until next time.